This SUV can handle Nairobi traffic, it can also cope with bad roads, and you can decide to take it for the off-road. Well, it can also clock 120 kilometers per hour very stably, and it is not a Prado. This is the 2019 Subaru Forester SG5 series, and it is one of the most sensible SUVs you're going to buy in the Kenyan market right now. Welcome back to Talk House, and today we're going to be reviewing the 2019 Subaru Forester SG5 series. And well, this car is very famous for three things: the symmetrical all-wheel drive system, e-boxer engines, as well as the boxer engines on this car, as well as eyesight Subaru safety systems. Well, if you're considering to buy a Toyota RAV4 or a Honda CR-V or a Nissan X-Trail, well, you might as well consider the 2019 Subaru Forester SG5 series. The 2019 Subaru Forester SG5 series has a very bold and aggressive, no-nonsense design language on this car. On the side, you get 17-inch alloy wheels, as you can see there. You also get a roof rail for practicality, where you can be able to tie your goods, especially if you're going to go for long trips and long hauls. Also, you can see also have very big wheels and aggressive, giving it that tall stance, as well as very huge windows. Well, what has to do with the side profile of the 2019 Subaru Forester SG5 series, I think Subaru really nailed on the design of this car. On matters to do with the interior of the 2019 Subaru Forester SG5 series, Subaru really nailed on the interior of this vehicle. And I'm going to tell you a few tricks why this is not your ordinary 2019 Subaru Forester. But first things first, you get a multifunction steering wheel that has paddle shifters on it, and you also get a multifunctional steering wheel that has lane cruise control on the right hand side, as well as media controls for your left hand side, meaning you can adjust the volume up or volume down of the media you're listening to, and you can also control the lane departure systems for this car. And you also have a sport mode for this vehicle, and you also have intelligent mode for this vehicle. Those are some of the driving modes that you get on the 2019 Subaru Forester. On matters to do with the seats, they really tuck you in very well, and they are bucket style inspired, meaning they can tuck you really well, especially if you're going to do long trips. On matters to do with the seats also, they come with memory seats as well. You can be able to set up to 3 different settings on this car, depending on who you share the car with. And you also get piano black accents on this car. On the door cards, you can see you have a very nice piano black accent, and you can also see where you can be able to set your memory seats for this vehicle. And no matters to do with the buttons that come with this car, you also have your engine start button here. You also have your memory height button here. What does memory height do? If you drive, especially majority of the times in malls, where you are required to open the trunk of this car, you can set the trunk to open at a certain distance or height, meaning you will not be able to be disturbed when especially if you're going in places where the headroom might be compromised a little bit. You can set that using the memory height button here. On matters to do with the speedometer, you get an analog speedometer just to preserve that old Subaru heritage. And like I said, this is not your ordinary Subaru Forester. Come closer. As you can see on the speed dials here, the speedometer has been highlighted in miles per hour. And if you are keen, you know that miles per hour is used by vehicles that come from the European market. Well, it has been stretched all the way to 240 kilometers per hour, unlike in Japanese vehicles where the kilometers per hour is usually capped at 180 kilometers per hour. This being a UK spec, you get 240 kilometers per hour as the top speed of this vehicle. And you also, something to note, you have your wipers are on the right hand side, and your indicators are on your left hand side, just like any typical European car. Well, matters to do with the performance of this car. This car has been put a 2-liter naturally aspirated engine, but paired to it you have a CVT gearbox. And on matters to do with the infotainment system, Subaru really nailed on the infotainment system. You have a 7-inch infotainment system here, and you can see it has buttons for to adjust your media, and also buttons for your volume. Matters to do with the center console, you see you have buttons and controls for the AC, meaning you do not have touchscreen AC controls, which I really do not like. And on matters to do with the gear lever, you can see they really preserved a very nice center console engraved with the silver accents on it, just to preserve that old Subaru heritage. And this being a UK spec, you get heated seats and cooled seats as well. Those are some of the few differences that separate the Japanese and the European vehicles. And on matters to do with the functionality of this car, you get a full panoramic sunroof, meaning you'll be able to enjoy the natural light as you cruise for those long trips, because this is a European spec, and European specs have been tailored for luxury and comfort. And here you can see you have the eyesight cameras that will help you to navigate in cities where you have a lot of people crossing, because Subaru has been lately known for pioneering safety. And like I said in the last video for the Subaru XV, the Subaru Eyesight system is a technology by Subaru that will help you to avoid hitting passengers or hitting other vehicles, especially if you operate in cities that have a lot of people. Well, on matters to do with the interior things, Subaru really tried to nail it down and preserve it to be simple, minimalistic, and yet it gets the job done. On matters to do with the back of the 2019 Subaru Forester, as you can see, this Forester has been tailored for people who value space, practicality, and comfort. Well, you can see I have plenty and plenty of knee room, and you can also see I have plenty and plenty of headroom, meaning this car will be very comfortable if you're going to cruise along as a passenger in this car. On matters to do with the space, this vehicle does not come with something known as a transmission tunnel, and like in other vehicles, you'll find a very big lamp over here. The 2019 Subaru Forester has been tailored with that in mind, meaning you can haul 3 passengers comfortably at the back of this car and they will not strain on matters to do with space. On matters to do with practicality also, you can see you have a center console that also doubles as your cup holders, meaning if you're going to haul 2 passengers, they'll be very comfortable as they sip their drinks as you cruise along those nice countryside roads. Well, I think matters to do with practicality, Subaru really nailed out on this vehicle. And on matters to do with the European spec of this car, as you can see, you also have a privacy net for this car, meaning if you also have a pet, you can also tag them along and enjoy the beauty of being hauled in a 2019 Subaru Forester SJ5 series. Well, let's check the engine and let's see what packs under the hood of the 2019 Subaru Forester. Well, what now do you get under the hood of the 2019 Subaru Forester SJ5? Come closer. Under the hood of this vehicle, let me pop up the hood so that you can see. Under the hood of this vehicle, you get a 2-liter flat 4 naturally aspirated engine that produces give or take 196 horsepower and give or take 204 Newton meters of torque. Well, it's not the fastest engine, but it is predictable and gets the job done. Well, one thing what Subaru are known for is their symmetrical all-wheel drive system. And like I usually say, there are only 3 all-wheel drive systems that I respect in the world. 1, Quattro by Audi. 2, symmetrical all-wheel drive by Subaru. And number 3, the rest. Well, matters to do with the stability of this car. This car being a boxer engine, it means that the center of gravity is very low, meaning you can negotiate corners with some decent speeds, and like someone who will do it in a Prado way they can overturn. Well, matters to do with practicality of this car and power output, I think Subaru really nailed it with the symmetrical all-wheel drive paired to it with the flat 4 boxer engine. Well, this engine is a naturally aspirated engine, but you can also get it in a 2-liter turbocharged engine for those who value raw power and practicality, as well as power for smooth and quick overtakes. Now, what are some of the pros and cons of owning the 2019 Subaru Forester SJ5? Well, on matters of the pros, you get a very excellent all-wheel drive system by Symmetrical all-wheel drive. You also get very nice safety features, including eyesight system on this car, and also get tons and tons of boot space. That is why this car has been continuously used by our very good neighbors. Well, and matters to do with the cons of this car, well, you can get some, it could do better fuel economy because it averages between 10 and 12 kilometers per liter. It is not the best fuel economical SUV, especially in the Kenyan market where there are also hybrids. And matters to do with the reliability of this car, spare parts might be a little bit expensive, especially for the Subaru Forester. And on matters to do with the CVT, I think Subaru really downgraded on the CVT of this car. I wish they would have done it with either a manual transmission, a dual clutch transmission, or an automatic transmission. Well, with all that said, the 2019 Subaru Forester is a car value for people who value real Subaru heritage. So, what's my final verdict on the 2019 Subaru Forester SJ5 series? Well, if you're a person who values practicality, safety, and reliability, and confidence on poor or bad roads, well, the 2019 Subaru Forester SJ5 series is the best option for you. So, do tell me on the comment section, would you prefer the 2019 Subaru Forester or the Honda CR-V or maybe the popular Mazda CX-5? You will be the judge. So, if you like the video, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, adios.